Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Well, it's a pretty one here with the snow out from the Ozarks high point. How's everybody doing out there? In southwest Missouri, we've had this crazy little snowstorm, so I thought I would put out a couple of videos from indoors from my gear area. I've had some people with questions on my page about some of the bows I have and different things, so I thought I'd go a little more in depth about a couple of them. If you didn't see, I had a little prior video about a couple of my Black Widows that I love. But I have a couple other special ones too that I find are really special to have in a collection. And so I wanted to talk about it. It's the Ben Pearson Signature Takedown. The first person to really do an amazing takedown. Before Bear and everyone else, 1967, Pearson did this. The engineer did a really great job on what they did on making something travel well for hunting. And you guys, I'm sure, have seen some of the old videos and things about them hunting in Africa and all the different cool things they did. And this is what really made it possible. So many times they would end up with broken bows as they traveled back then and different things. They had airline issues the same way we do. So I'm really lucky with this one. Once again, I really think a lot of Larry Maggard, Grego's Traditional Archery. I bug him a lot, and I had gone to him initially a long time ago and said, hey, I want a Ben Pearson. I'm looking for one. He has a big, massive Ben Pearson collection. He was a really close friend of their family, and a lot of them signed. And I was looking for something that was really similar to my dad's that I couldn't touch when I was a kid. And even though he didn't have that, he said, hey, you know, I've got a couple really special things, and this is one of them. This happens to be the bow that was carried by the engineer to all the shows who created this bow for Ben Pearson. And it's even a little different. You might notice it doesn't have the circle with the arrow in it like most of them do. It's just a straight sign. It's got the original shelf. I have never shot this bow. I really want to. I've strung it several times because it even has the original string here. But it, from Larry, from everyone who had this, the original story that I really trust, it was never shot. It traveled with the engineer to all the shows. Larry told me the story that he was at one of the shows and he makes arrows and all these things, and the engineer who actually had this bow, who traveled these shows for the Ben Pearson Company, was competing in a target shoot and had turned and stepped on his target arrows. And Larry is really one of the premier arrow makers in the country and was there, and he ran over to him and said, hey, buddy, I seriously, I need some arrows. Can you help me out? And of course, Larry did. He made him some arrows, and Larry had asked him to buy this bow several times, in which he had always told him no. So he made the arrows. The engineer went and shot his rounds and came back and said, oh my gosh, those arrows were the best arrows I've ever had in my life. Those were amazing. What can I do to repay you? And Larry said, sell me that bow. And he did, the one he carried, and that's this bow. So it's really special. I really trust that story a lot because not only is Larry a man of his word, but then on top of that, he's a close personal friend to that family and has been to all those shows back in the day. It's set forever. He didn't shoot it, and he kept it in his collection all this time unshot. The original case is here. If you'll notice, I put it together as we've been talking. It's so beautiful. This thing is just perfect. I mean, it really is. It's really an amazing, amazing takedown. So beautiful. I love the way they incorporated the aluminum machined out. It's really special. You know, as I've been putting it together here, you might have noticed I used a quarter. Back then, they always touted, you could even say in the instructions that you could use a quarter, flathead screwdriver, whatever. It made it where no matter where you traveled in the world, you could put it together with something. And then this even still has the original paperwork, the original case, which is in great shape. The vinyl on the outside is really amazing. And then it has the original gold served string. And I've literally used this string. It's in such good shape to restring it again over and over. But I'm not going to waste you guys' time and string it up again. It's a gorgeous bow. On the vintage archery sites, you can go to the old catalogs and actually see this one from 67 when they came out with it through 68, 69, before they moved on to other types of takedowns and things that became so popular. But anyway, I really want to tell that story. I love that with traditional archery, anytime we can pass along some of that history, some of the stories involved with it, with people that love these things as much as we do, I think that's really important. And I hope other people enjoy this too. I know I don't have a big, massive channel or anything else, but I do love archery. I love the outdoors, and I hope you can tell. That's why I want to preserve these little things like this as well. So maybe someday I'll shoot it. If I do, I will post it here so everyone sees that it's shot for the first time. I truly believe this is an amazing piece with this handle and how it's all so pretty with the woodwork. And I mean, they really did something else. The Ben Pearson Signature Takedown from 1967. Thanks again from the Ozarks High Point. Hope you have a great weekend.